It's actually the second appearance of Zsolt at the UX conference. Back a couple of years ago, actually, yes, he was one of the partners at the UX conference in Tobacco, and you can see you sneaking out there,
Oh, yes.
helping everyone with different giveaways, questions. And Zsolt started his project called PingPong back in the day, and now he got acquired by Hotjar. And I thought we can explore this story of how he went from a freelance designer and becoming entrepreneur and now having successful exit. So first of all, what's up with this whole ping pong? Do you like table tennis? Or?
I like table tennis a lot, and but the name is coming from the pain that you go through when you have to schedule an interview with someone. You just end up in this endless email ping pong with the participants. So I thought that this is a really good name. But also, if you think about the conversation, it's always like a kind of ping pong, someone talking and then the other person talking. So it has like this two kind of meaning.
Ah, okay. So I can see that back in 2009, you were a designer. Actually, yes, I'm looking at the LinkedIn profile, sneaking in. And then you co-founded Next Server, which got acquired too. So it was actually the second one, is it?
Yes, but this was a very small web hosting and domain registration company in Hungary. So I wouldn't consider this as a great success. It was more like a start of an entrepreneur journey as a designer as well, which I co-founded with my university classmate.
Oh, wow.
So
during your freelance designer job, you started building the ping pong?
Yes. Yes, that's also true. Like both of them were a side project.
Both of them side projects?
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm sure some of you guys, who out of audience has side projects? Raise your hand. Who has side projects? Okay, quite a few. So hopefully some lessons to learn, what not to do, what to do. In terms of funding, were you always bootstrap, or you had some investors on board helping you out?
So that's an interesting story because it's fully bootstrapped. I only invested my own money, some of my own money, and also applied for like a loan from the bank that I invested in the company, but this is not like VC money. I tried to raise money in multiple rounds for ping pong in the past, but I kind of failed with that because I think I'm not great at that, but I'm pretty good at bootstrapping, so I kept bootstrapping and it paid off at the end.
What was the main feedback, if you don't mind asking, for rejection of those?
The rejection was that many times these are very emotional decisions for the VC as well, and they didn't get excited about the opportunity, and I couldn't sell them the idea that this is going to be a billion-dollar exit, which is most of the VCs are looking for. And now the market is a bit more diverse because it's not that this billion-dollar return they are looking, but more like healthy, slower growing businesses are also interesting for a lot of VCs nowadays. But at that time, it was a bit more difficult. And also the market in the Hungarian, where I was, I live, was also different from the Western European, American VC.
Because I remember I applied with quite a few of my own side projects for Y Combinator, and it's a tough journey. It's very, very tough. In terms of so Zsolt founded the user research platform. How did you run user research on it?
How did I run user research?
Yes.
So yeah, we actually did this. So we used our own platform to do research, interviews, and testing. But also when I was starting the company, I was doing a lot of interviews for the platform. But we didn't have the product set up yet. So we were running the user research mostly on LinkedIn outreach.
On LinkedIn.
Yeah, because it's easy to message anyone on LinkedIn and get a response, and it's a genuine interest. Usually people are, they connect with you, and you can have an interview. You can ask about their workflow. You ask about their, problems and issues they have. So that was my discovery work for setting up ping pong.
Okay, that's interesting. And you know, a lot of designers, they keep on about, oh, UX design is the most important part of the business, but in reality, that's not necessarily true, is it? Because you have business development, marketing, finance, admin, sales, customer support, and so on and so forth. So which part of, well, of your business success you think UX design was important for?
So I think in our domain or our space, it's a bit different because what we build is for design professionals, researchers, product managers. So I think the design and the usability and the user experience is important because they're gonna judge your product, and if it's something that they consider great, then it's gonna stick much more. I can't give you a percentage, but obviously other parts like sales, marketing, engineering is also super important. I think the challenge here is how to fit them together in a healthy...
And you were doing all of them as such, right?
Yeah, that was most of my job because it was a small company. So PingPong was around 8 people at the acquisition. So
okay.
A lot of the different stuff fall on me. So I was doing a lot of sales, marketing, some engineering as well.
What was the biggest part spent on?
The biggest part spent on, it depends on what time you look at, because early stage it was discovery, design, research, and then a bit more engineering, and a lot of sales, a lot of sales, a lot of sales. And then at the end it was mostly ops, and it was more like a company because it were 8 people, so it was more like a CEO job at that point in a small company. So
and you have to become HR manager too? And
yeah, hiring and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot to take in, hey? And at some point, like you might think, oh, fuck it, I can't do it anymore. Beep.
So if I had that...
At some point you thought, it's too much, I'll give up.
I think not really, because I'm very resilient, and I think I can work in this harsh or very low budget environments pretty long. And during this journey, because it was from 2015 to last year, so like a 7-year journey, I had times when I was low on money, running out of money. I wasn't happy with my financial situation. So what I did at that time, that I was looking for some freelance job. And I think that's great as a designer with a lot of experience, that you can apply for freelance jobs that can help you to keep going on your journey and do whatever you want, basically. And so for that reason, because I had that option always, when I felt that this is not going the way I wanted to go, I took a freelance project, which I worked on as a designer, manager kind of position. And the success that I get from that kind of kept me going with PingPong. So it was a very weird journey if I think about it, but it was a lot of fun.
Do you think your perception of your potential clients about you being entrepreneur running side project changed when they wanted to hire you for the freelance project, or?
The freelance project definitely had, because the project I worked on was very deliberately on bootstrapped companies. And I know that I work well with engineers. And all these companies, it was 2 companies during these 7 years. It was a bootstrap company with a technical founder who was running a small team at a growing company. And as technical founders, they understand the importance of the design for their business, but they don't know how to apply, these principles. And I know that I work well with them, so I could help them on the journey, so they could build a more successful business. So that was my niche in that.
And now you're part of Hotjar. Do you still run exactly the same team, or you're doing something extra? How things changed after acquisition?
Yeah, so after the acquisition, I ended up at Hotjar as a director of product, and PingPong name was renamed to Engage. So now Hotjar is a multi-product company. We have Observe, we have Ask, and we have Engage, right? And Engage is the user interview platform that PingPong used to be. And as a director of product, my goal is to make the product successful. It's still a very diverse role. It's not just only focusing on the product, but that's the key. That's the most important part. But I also work with sales, marketing, branding, just to make sure that the product really fits into the Hotjar ecosystem, and also that our customers, which is a much bigger pool now, because Hotjar have millions of users with like tens of thousands of customers. So it needs some adjustment to make sure that they understand our product as well, because it's a very different product from the classic Hotjar heat maps, recordings, surveys. It's a more qualitative product, so that is a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, I believe so. Let's have a look at the next one. At some point, maybe you thought, "Yay, this one's been success." Any new ideas come to mind you want to implement? Maybe 5 years from now on?
Yes.
It's already your second side project. So.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a third or fourth at some point, but there is also a lot of challenges and exciting opportunities within the Hotjar ecosystem. So right now I'm only focusing on this. I have to keep my focus. So that is kind of deliberately keeping me far from the new ideas and new side projects. So I'm sure there's going to be coming something up later, but not now.
Understandable. You have full hands. And for those guys in the audience who have started side projects or you want to start any words of wisdom, what to look out for, what to avoid?
I think the side projects are like great because it's commercial. You can make it into profit. You can make it into a full company. I know a lot of founders and a lot of companies who, a lot of them started as side projects because they are risk-free. You spend your free time and then more of your free time into that. A first tip is do something if you want to do it and if you enjoy doing something. So don't, shy away, not starting. If you have the time, I know a lot of people don't have the time, so it's a bit of an advice that might not be applicable for
Was it evenings and weekends for you?
For me, it was evenings, so because it started when I was working for Hanno, and we spent most of the evenings with and weekends on it. And then
you have to sacrifice Netflix.
Yeah, I sacrificed because I had the freedom, but that might not be the option for everyone, unfortunately. But then I switched my time to full time, and I saw that this has an opportunity that bigger than I initially thought. Second is that I think it's important to not just study and do design, but go to the neighboring areas like research, product management, business, sales, because these science projects are really there to create an opportunity to grow into these areas, which are very useful skill. Yeah, I think that's what I can.
Things to say to avoid.
Avoid. I know a lot of people are afraid of mistakes, and like they are afraid like how others gonna judge them and do things, and that holds people back. And I would tell them that don't be afraid, because like you only can grow if you try, and you're gonna make mistakes, and that's fine. The important thing is to learn from them and keep going and do what you really like doing in this stuff.
That's excellent. Over to you guys. Any questions you've got? So we have, does your pool offer participants for B2B businesses? Does your pool offer participants for business to business?
Yes. So we have almost 200,000 participants in the pool, and these people are like you and or me. Like anyone can sign up, and it can be B2C or B2B application, depends on what we have. We have a lot of designers, engineers, sales, marketers, like 30, maybe 20-40% of our research is B2B related.
Okay.
So we have a lot of B2B customers.
Huge respect to you, really. Thank you so much, Zsolt.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.